Lacuna Coil have a new EP, Gravity. I believe it's just Gravity. That's the only new song. I did do a review of Gravity before. I'll have a link to that in the description if you want to see it. But there were 4 other songs that were listed. And I went back and listened to those. Once I did that, I looking at it, realized that these songs I think were released before with Oxygen, which was song number 2. I think Oxygen had 3 other songs released with it. And then those 4 songs are now part of this. But I didn't listen to any of them before. So listen to the other 4 tracks in Gravity, minus the Gravity song itself. All these songs had kind of a similar vibe. They all had like a vocal intro that was something either chanting or being sang, but not really in the forefront. It could have lasted a few seconds. It could have lasted 30, 40 seconds. And then the kind of singing, melodic, chanting, whatever intro goes into a verse. The verses are usually very heavy and grooving with a lot of screaming vocals. And then the choruses in the songs are usually a little more clean in terms of the singing at least. And then it may be heavy or it may be, more melodic riffing or something like that. But they all kind of had that same 3 parts to a certain extent. Oxygen, which was the second song, it sounded to me like some of the earlier Devil Driver was the vibe I was getting from that one. The second track is Hosting the Shadow. This has, it said Randy Blythe and Lamb of God. I'm not sure if it's just Randy Blythe or if it's like Lamb of God, the whole band playing like they did with Mastodon recently. And that was actually for Randy Blythe and Lamb of God being in it. It had some of the lighter parts in it, but it had, really heavy stuff too. When Randy comes in, it's really hard. It's pretty light until he comes in, but then when he comes in, it hits really hard. The drums were in the pre-chorus were my favorite part of the song. I thought the drum stuff in the pre-chorus for this song was really cool. There's another song they did with somebody else, another band, In the Meantime, which had Ash Costello from New Year's Day, another female screaming vocalist, like Lacuna Coil has, kinda. And this song, there's the song Slaves Beyond Death by Thy Art Is Murder. And they did that live one year when CJ, the singer at the time, like ripped his shirt open like he was Michael Jackson, like, ah! At the beginning of Slaves Beyond Death. And there's a scream or a part in this In the Meantime song that sounds like, reminds me of Thy Art Is Murder, that specific part. It has a pretty heavy, gnarly breakdown. This is maybe the heaviest of all the songs. And then the last track is Newer Dawn. This was my favorite of the 3. I think it was the longest. Had some really cool double bass parts throughout the song. Even though this didn't have Lamb of God, this song sounded like Lamb of God to me the most. This song sounded like it could have been a Lamb of God song, more so than I felt the song with them in it was. So if you like the Gravity song, or if you like Oxygen when it came out, these songs all have a very similar vibe. I would say that the Hosting the Shadow with Randy Blythe was cool. In the Meantime was cool, but you can't really distinguish. I can't distinguish between the 2 different singers that well. I don't know these bands that good. But the Never Dawn was my favorite. So I would check out Hosting the Shadow for sure. The Lamb of God, Randy Blythe stuff's kind of neat. And then if you were to listen to one track, Never Dawn, I thought was the best. Check out the Gravity EP from Lacuna Coil if you're into it.